his waffles. Maple syrup dripping from his fake roll. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he should.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, March the 28th, 2023. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. How are you today, Samurai?
Hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
Why are you so hungry today?
I don't know. I had a big lunch. We went out for lunch at work.
There you
It's
go.
also the second day in a row I've drank during work hours. So
That's, well, hey,
it's
you
a
know, I
nice
mean,
streak.
look, we've said it a million times, right? You can't drink all day unless you start in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, afternoon is the second, level. But,
That would make a
what are you
great
gonna do?
song.
I think we should write it.
Mm.
There you go.
As long as someone else performs it.
Exactly. Exactly. So why are you eating something on a stick?
Because it's something on a stick day, John.
Oh, silly me. Happy something on a stick day. Happy something on a stick
This is
day.
actually my second something on a stick today.
I'm gonna have something on a stick too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Right here. I have a peanut butter cup, but I stuck a toothpick in it, so it's something on a stick.
It counts. It's a stick.
It counts, right? Exactly. So
Peanut butter cup, it's a something.
peanut butter cup is a something. So there you go.
No, lunch we went to this Greek, Turkish, Lebanese place.
Greek, Turkish, Lebanese place. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And and they had the chicken kebabs, but it was like one of those fancy places that takes it off the stick for you first,
Sure.
so that you don't while you're working on the stick, you don't accidentally pierce your cheek.
Well, as I'm sure somebody would.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I was doing this at the end of the show after downing a few beers.
Right. Exactly.
It's always dangerous.
Now, I'm sure your chicken kebab was much tastier than. Well, although I do have to say, this peanut butter cup is very good. It's the dark chocolate peanut butter cups from Trader Joe's. They're really good.
Oh yeah,
They're really good.
so these are good. Terry made these. They're Asian flavored. She's got like mirin and hoisin and a little brown sugar in there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Soy sauce. Nice.
What? It's also another day, isn't it?
There's a whole bunch of other days. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Weed
It's
Appreciation.
Happy
Day.
Weed Appreciation Day, but
It's not that kind of weed.
it's not that kind of weed.
That is 420. That's
Exactly.
April 20.
Exactly.
That's April 20th.
This Weed Appreciation Day is just you appreciate the weeds that you got to go out and pull out of the ground.
Yeah, the dandelions and you take those things and you can make wine out of the flowers.
Something like that. Yeah, you might.
Something.
You can make something out of it.
You make tea out of the leaves, I think.
Why not? Give it a try.
No.
I don't know if you knew or not, but yesterday, I actually saw this on something last night. Yesterday was Viagra Day.
Was it?
It was. Yesterday was Viagra Day, and
It's kind of appropriate.
I hate to bring that up.
No,
but I mean, it's always hard when that day pops up. But
I see. I'm seeing what you did there.
all right, see where I went there. All right,
Actually, yesterday was International Whiskey Day, so take the whiskey, take the Viagra, let them fight it out.
exactly. So you might be, we might average it out with the two. So anyway,
Who knows?
I'm thirsty. Are you thirsty?
I'm thirsty, but you and I tend not to drink before the guests come on.
This is true.
Our guests are usually drinking by the time we bring them on.
Mm-hmm. Because they have to deal with us for 5 minutes before they come on.
It's also good for the show.
Exactly. So
The more they drink, the more interesting we are. No.
exactly
Is that weird?
to them. Exactly. All right, let's bring them on.
Who do we have today, John?
Today we have Mr. Chris and
Mr. Chris.
yeah,
And
Mr. Chris.
Mr. J.
I'm reading Thringsing. Mr. Chris and Mr. J. Mr. Chris Pike and Jason Martinez from Stratosphere Brewing. Welcome to the show.
Chris Pike.
That's
Yeah,
me.
put it up right there. Chris Pike and Jason Martinez.
One of the famous Chris P's.
He's floating around the brewery.
Jay is floating around.
Gonna pop in
You-
any
you-
minute.
Okay.
You filled him full of helium?
Clearly. Chris, as you noticed, I can't do two things at once. I was reading and trying to say your name, but
Okay.
if I had a beer, then it would have been fine. But
He's one of the
that's-
famous
Spot
Chris.
on. You'd be spot on at that point.
Exactly.
He's a famous Chris P. He's Chris because there's Chris Pratt. Chris, what's the other Chris P? And then Chris Pike.
Chris Pike, right?
There's another actor who's got a Chris.
Oh, there's a Chris P. P is middle initial, and then a
Who's
last
the guy
name.
who's
last
on
name-
Star Trek?
Last name Bacon.
Star Trek is correct. Chris Pike.
Chris Pike.
It is Chris Pike. That's
It's
what
Chris
I thought.
Pike. Yeah. Yeah.
So you were in Star
Chris
Trek?
Pike.
Captain Pike.
He was Captain Pike, right? He was a predecessor to James Tiberius.
No, so he was Chris Pike.
And he seems to be coming back in all the newer films and so forth. So he was in the original Star Trek. I think he died on like episode 2.
2, right? Yeah.
But yeah, all the movies seem to have new renditions. So
New renditions, exactly.
He may have died in the pilot.
it could have been the pilot. Even.
I think
Yeah.
I think it was the very first episode. Yeah.
I think you might be right, actually.
And did he die? I think they just left him behind with the brain guys.
It was some type of fire. It was bad. Nothing good about it.
No, not so much. Not so much. So, and then just you know what? I love Star Trek, but anybody that was in Star Trek, as long as you didn't go down to a planet wearing a red shirt, you were fine.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, don't beam down. All right.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stormtroopers opened fire on red shirts.
Oh yeah.
They died anyway.
They died. There you go.
Missed every time. They died anyway.
I mean, could they? Not to belabor this, but couldn't they find better shots? I mean, was the last requirement to be a stormtrooper to be able to shoot a gun?
I guess. But the thing is, they miss everything, and in the very first one, you've got Obi-Wan going, "See this? These laser blasts are too precise. Only stormtroopers are this precise. Not for the rest of the series."
That was the end of it, right? So anyway, all right. Let's get going. I got to pour a beer. Chris, what are you drinking?
Cream ale.
You're drinking your cream ale. Had it. Very, very tasty. Very tasty. And you brew that. We'll get into that a little bit later, but you brew that with Jersey corn, right?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Ooh. The Silver Queen, the bread and butter, or just the yellow corn.
I think he's asking you, Chris.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. I was zoning out already.
Yeah, he's enjoying that beer.
He's enjoying the beer. Yeah, absolutely.
I said,
It's like, yeah.
You use the yellow corn, the bread and butter.
Nothing.
Gotcha. Crazy.
Yellow.
Well, we'll talk about this as we get into it. Dave, what are you drinking?
You got anything back there?
I'm drinking a beer.
What are you?
I'm drinking a Drownlands Nelson Pilsner.
There you go.
So obviously a Pilsner, hop with Nelson Sauvin.
And you like that hop, don't you?
Yep.
You like that? You like that up so much? Didn't you do something with the name?
Yeah, we don't have to go over that.
All right.
I'm drinking out of my shilling glass. So
There you go. You got your vulgar shirt on, and you're drinking out of your shilling glass. Gee, I wonder why you're doing that.
that could be foreshadowing.
We always do that. We always love to do that. I am going to enjoy this beer right here, and they're known for their IPAs, of course. But there you go. Bissell Brothers Precept Pilsner.
No.
Well, it's like Drownlands is known for their IPAs and their sours, but this is a Nelson Pilsner from them. So
There you go. We take the obligatory picture here.
there we go. That's for the check-in site that we mention all the time.
Exactly. So, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I love your hat, Chris.
That's tasty.
I've got a joke with my youngest son that most people who wear Carhartt don't do Carhartt stuff, but you obviously do Carhartt stuff.
A little bit of Carhartt stuff.
Do Carhartt stuff.
As we say that, if you look over your, I guess it'd be your left shoulder. I don't know if you're reversed or not, but you look over his shoulder, you can see a rather large crane back there,
There you
a
go.
hoist.
That's,
So
that's Carharttish.
Yeah, it's very Carharttish.
Very Carharttish. Yeah. That's pretty funny. So, all right. And Jay's not in yet. When he gets in, we'll ask him what he's drinking at that point.
Here we
So
go. He's about to
he's
come.
about,
Almost
about
there.
to come in. Gotta love it.
It's a working brewery, folks.
Absolutely. No, you can't. You have to do that. So
Never a day's rest.
never a day's rest. Never a day's rest. As soon as he's there, we'll ask him.
And you can tell he's a brewer. He's got a beard and he's wearing flannel.
That's it.
I tried brewing once. After I shaved my face and didn't put on a flannel, it didn't come out good. It
No, it doesn't come out very well.
Your mojo.
did not work at all. So anyway, all right. Well, you know what? We'll start it. We'll ask you the question. We'll ask Jay, of course.
Yep.
But it's the question we start off every podcast with, and you and I talked on your opening weekend.
No, we start off every podcast with Dave. What are you eating? That's the first question. That's how you say
the
first question to the guest.
First question to the guest is this one. And you and I talked, and I didn't even tell Dave this. Apparently, there's another podcast that is asking the same question now of their guests. So, but I will
trendsetter now.
Trendsetter. So so we'll. At this point, we will ask you the question too, and you know what's coming, right? What was the very first craft beer that you can remember having?
Oh, jeez. So I would have to say, and it's not so much probably thought of as craft beer, but I mean, really back in the day, well, I guess, I don't know. I think when I started transitioning to what I would call real beer, when I got out of the Busch and Schlitz beast kind of days in my life,
right?
Newcastle was probably what I first started drinking, and Bass. I think Pale Ale was something that I drank a lot. But I would say really Sam Adams Lager, to be honest.
Sure.
Was probably something that I started drinking early on, where that kind of transitioned me into darker beers, a little more full-bodied than, the crap you would buy as a teenager, or at least can have someone else buy you as a teenager.
Have someone else buy as a teenager, yeah.
And has anyone here had the new formulation?
Other than Al, I don't know of anybody that's had it.
Yeah. Sam Adams has reformulated the lager. So it'll be, I'm very, very curious as to what that's going to be like.
I'm curious too. I may have to go find some just to try it, but hey, you know what? I'll tell you, Boston Lager is, and it is what, it was mine too, and it's Dave's too, right? It's classic. So I will tell you though, and I can't speak for the new formulation, but for the old formulation, Boston Lager at the brewery in Boston, in Jamaica Plain, is like really, really, really overly tasty, like above board, like, because the Boston Lager we get here comes from Pennsylvania, comes from the brewery in Allentown, so, which is fine. I mean, it's still delicious, but the one that they make up in the smaller batches up in Jamaica Plain is just fantastic. So,
nice.
But anyway, we'll ask. I'll skip to the next question. I'll ask you. What was the first brewery you ever went to that you can remember?
First brewery I ever went to was probably Flying Fish.
There you go. Nearby. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. And when would that have been? I mean, obviously they've been around for a while, but
that was before they moved, switched locations. So where Forgotten Boardwalk now is
right. Yeah, in the old space there. Yeah, sure. That was.
They were selling fishing lures. Remember that?
Yeah.
Made of their bottle caps.
Their bottle caps, right? Yeah. That's great. So cool. All right. Jay's still busy. We'll jump into Jay whenever he gets done.
Yeah.
Unless he's
you worked this guy hard.
All right, here we go.
He's there. All right, Jay, what was the first craft beer you ever had that you can remember?
Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada.
Very, very nice.
There you go.
Still enjoy that.
Oh, sure. Just down in Mills River, North Carolina. I was at the Sierra Nevada brewery down there. It's Disneyland for brewery. I don't know if you've ever been down there, but it's stupid. Any other questions?
Stupid good.
Stupid good. Yeah. No. What was the first brewery you ever went to? That was the second question. So.
Oh, me? Yeah.
Yep.
Flying Fish.
There you go. There we
go.
Did you guys go together?
We did not.
No.
But we live in the same neighborhood. And we live in Cherry Hill, so I think it makes sense.
It just makes perfect sense, right? Yeah. So, all right. Well, on that note, how long have you guys known each other? We'll start with there.
Yeah, for 15 years or
15,
so.
Yeah, 15 years.
15 years, I'd say.
And you're both. I know the answer to this because I talked to you already. But you both you were both home brewing back then, and that's where this grew out of, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, and we home brewed independently of each other as well. So
right.
I started doing it back in Staten Island when I lived there, and Jay had done it a few times himself before we even met. So we met, started drinking. We both realized we like craft beer, both like hockey, both like the Rangers. And
go Rangers! Hey, wait a second. Go
That's
Rangers down in that area?
Yeah. Well, I think that was a common thread as well. So we both happen to be Ranger fans, in
in flyer territory. There you go. So
Wow.
that definitely. I mean, there's not that many of you down there.
You need to protect
So,
each other.
You had to,
there's safety in numbers. So
This last week, I took my 13-year-old daughter to her first Ranger game in the Garden.
oh,
there
nice.
you go. Very
She
nice.
lives in Florida. She went to see the Rangers play the Panthers down there. She's like, Daddy, but I really want to see the Rangers in the Garden.
There you
I'm like, they're on a playoff run. This is gonna hurt, but this is my little girl. So
Yeah, I got to do
You
it.
got to do it.
Yeah, and I got like right there is well, Rangers.
I've seen that.
There we go. So anyway, cool. That's great. All right.
they're playing
So
tonight.
they are playing tonight. Yeah, I'm hoping that. Hey, look, they clinched yesterday. They didn't even play yesterday, and they clinched. So
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, the guy Columbus is in.
I mean,
Columbus is
you
in
know
Denver.
you're a good team when you don't even play a game and clinch the playoffs. You know?
You know that if it's the last game of the year, though, it's considered backing in.
Right. That's just true. So, fortunately, it's not. So
It's
there you go. All right. So, you guys are home brewing. You brewing your stuff. What kind of things were you home brewing? For the most part, I mean, anything and everything, or did you have?
Yeah,
one
I mean,
style,
nothing specific. I mean, I think probably one of the first things we did, I think we started with the Imperial Stout. Chocolate Imperial Stout.
That was the first thing I homebrewed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's a chocolate Imperial Stout because it's for
It was good. It was a good
it's,
one.
and it's forgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
This is true.
then you go into, more difficult things and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's really nothing that I don't think we've tried. It didn't all work out, of course, but, you give it a shot.
You gotta love.
sour
Yeah.
before it was sour.
That's
My-
true.
My second and last homebrew didn't work out.
Your first homebrew was a chocolate Imperial
Yeah.
Stout.
Yep.
There you go.
Your second and last homebrew did not work out. There you go.
But what's interesting is I had put the boxes away somewhere, and like 6 years later, I found the boxes, and the beer had infected, but it infected in a good way, and it was a cherry brown, and it actually tasted like an Uda Bruin.
There you go.
Many people went blind drinking it, but it was it was actually kind of.
I mean,
tasty.
yeah.
it's
It's a give and
trade-off.
take, It's a good trade. Yeah. But anyway, all right. So, at what point in this process did you guys decide, hey, we got to open a brewery?
Yeah, I think, we started brewing a lot. We continued to buy better and better equipment. As we bought better equipment, I think our beers got better. With that, we bought a canner. We started canning, handing it out to people we knew, got a lot of really good responses, entered a homebrew contest. And
Wait a second. You bought a canning machine before you had a brewery.
yes, well, not a machine, a canner, one can.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But yeah, we were able to can. But so started canning, handing stuff out. Came in second, I think, in one of the first competitions we entered, and it was a complete afterthought that, oh, hey, this beer kind of fits into the mix. Let's just enter that one. Did real well with that. We just got a lot of responses. We kept seeing more and more breweries open up, and we thought, with the response we've gotten so far, maybe we should give it a run. So we kind of started planning for that, created our LLC, and started looking around.
There you go. That's really what it is. It's not much more than that until you actually start getting into it, and then it gets fun.
Oh yeah, then the fun begins.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
And then you open up,
that's where I've lost 3 years of my life, and I can't tell you what's happened.
and then you open in a town that has 2 breweries in it already.
Correct.
Right,
Yep.
one's been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then once, I mean, to John and I, we've been in this so long. They're still, they're kind of one of the newcomers, but they're actually probably the second tier after the the first tier after the laws changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were part of that whole first, the next 20, if you will.
Well, I guess Canning Carton was before the law changed.
Canning Carton was before the law changed.
Yep,
yeah.
then the law changed, and Spellbound was one of the early ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what's your relationship with the with Spellbound and Village Idiot?
Yeah, I mean, we're good with everyone. I mean, I don't really look at it as a competition or anything like that.
It's not.
And the more breweries you have that are closer together, then
your destination. You know, it's
correct.
It's co-opetition. I've called it that for years. It's co-opetition.
And we've already had several people tell us that, I just came from here. Now I'm hitting you. Now I'm going to the next one. And, even Donkey's Cheesesteaks, for that matter, they came in the other day to give us menus. And they're like, I can't tell you how many people said we stopped at your place. Then they stopped to get a cheesesteak. And then they went over to Village Idiot and so forth. So they were really happy about that. So I think it really, it benefits the food industry. It benefits other breweries. Tons of people. I've actually been working at my brewery.
You were right the first time.
and as we closed, I've gone over to the distillery next door, and I found people who are here drinking as customers are now drinking over there. So we've joined them for drinks. So everyone moves around and they go from one spot to the next. They want variety. If you're going out on a Saturday or a Sunday, you want to hit a couple places, and if you don't have to drive, 20, 30 miles to get to each one, and you only have to go a couple blocks, then, that's a huge benefit.
And that's true, though, because it's twofold, right? One, local people. Now, they don't have to go, like, if they want to hit a few breweries, they don't have to drive way out of the area. They have 3 right there. That's number one. But also, people coming from other areas of the state and other states. Sure. If you're, and I've said this before, you don't want to be the one brewery that's in the middle of no other breweries.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're only going to get the local people and maybe the occasional day tripper that wants to just go to you.
Or someone blowing through. Yeah.
Or someone blowing through, right? You want in order to do that, you gotta be around, at least nearby, at least on the way to another one, or kind of, But to have 3 in one town, that's amazing, because it's going to benefit the brewery, it's going to benefit the breweries, it's going to benefit the eating establishments, it's going to benefit the town, and it's going to benefit the beer drinkers too. It's going to benefit everybody. So it's a perfect marriage.
And on the flip side, for myself too, I mean, as a consumer, that's what I want to do. If I want to be able to go to multiple places, and I don't want to have to drive, all over New Jersey to get to each one.
Now, speaking of drinking at the brewery, Jay's got a beer. We don't know what he's drinking. What are you drinking there, Jay?
What are you drinking?
Oh, this is a New Zealand IPA.
Very nice. That's
with New Zealand hops.
Yeah, that's a hazy mofo right there.
A hazy mofo.
That's a hazy mofo right there.
That's in the fine print on the back of the label. Hazy mofo. There you go. So
we're gonna steal that name. We'll use
that. Say that would be a good beer.
How about it? We'll do a Log Room Guys Stratosphere collab called Hazy Mofo.
Let's do it.
Okay, do it.
So anyway, cool. So all right. So what year was it when you decided, hey, let's do this? When did you file the LLC?
2019.
Yeah.
2019. And then
over 3 years. Nice.
Almost 4 years. No, that's great. Obviously, there was something, in there that I'm sure,
our friend put a halt on things. Up and, that put a little bit of a wrench in everything.
That took 6 months to a year out of what you were doing. So
it was September of 2019. So it was kind of at the end.
Oh, wow.
We had started looking at a couple places. We had some ideas of some possible buildings and so forth. And then, March 2020, world shuts down and everything gets paused. So,
So
how many buildings did you look at before you settled on the one you are in?
I think we looked at everything under the sun, I think, right? All over. I think there's so many times where we're driving. It's like, oh, remember when we looked at that building? And I'm like, I think we looked at every. If it had a for sale and or lease sign on it, we probably looked at it.
You looked at it.
If it was anywhere within a 50-mile radius of Cherry Hill, then we probably looked at it.
There you go.
And for what I can see beyond you guys, it looks like you've got yourself a sizable space there.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of room to grow. So
that's
nice.
Awesome. That's awesome.
For sure.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So you found the space you're in. You move everything in. What system did you go with? How large a system did you go with?
Yep. You wanna?
Yeah, we got a 5-barrel brew house system.
Gotcha.
Oh,
gotcha.
Very nice.
There you go.
None of that Chinese stuff.
The best that Canada can buy.
The best that Canada can buy. There you go. And you and with fermenters, you got 5-barrel. I'm assuming 10-barrel fermenters too in there too. 5-barrel. 5-barrel fermenters. Okay. But you got room to grow, and you can obviously.
Absolutely.
go from there. That's a beautiful thing, though. You got to plan ahead. Though. You can't get a space where you're cramped in from the beginning. Where are you going? Right? You need the room. That's awesome. Cool. All right. So you opened. You finally get open. Was that on St. Patrick's Day? Was your first day, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You had a couple soft openings, but St. Patty's Day was your grand opening. I was there 2 days later.
Yep.
So that was a fun day. Shit, I was there for like 4 hours.
4 hours. Wow, that is. So John's like a butterfly when it comes to breweries. 4 hours in one brewery. You must be doing something right to hold him there. Did you use fly paper? And just
he was trying to get off the wall. He may have been stuck.
But that was great. It was awesome.
He's usually kind of a hit and run kind of deal, but 4 hours.
No,
that's
good. It's a good time.
Yeah, we were there for a while. And the only reason we left when we did, because we went down to John Molly's and got dinner.
That's right.
But so that was fun. But anyway, but yeah. So all right, talk about some of the beers you opened up with.
I'm going to do that. I'm grabbing my second.
Grab your second. I had most of them, and they were all delicious. So
yeah,
you have at it. And
we had a Irish dry stout because it was St. Patrick's Day. Was that still there when you were okay?
So that was the only one that was gone.
Okay, yeah. So we small batched it. We anticipated that it would only last the day. It actually lasted 2 days, which was good. And yeah, I guess by you said you came
on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. So
by Sunday, right after you opened, I was there on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday I had it kicked. I think. So we had a Pilsner. Yep, we had the Pilsner. We had the Vienna Lager.
Mm-hmm.
Vienna Lager, Pilsner.
The hazy.
Yep, we had the Fair Winds and Following Seas. So we had the New England IPA.
Fair Winds Following Seas.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Geez, what else? We have a porter on tap.
You did. I had the porter.
Yeah,
the Baltic porter. Yeah, I had the Baltic porter.
Big surprise.
In fact, Zeppy went over and he actually made a shandy with the porter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and I was like,
I wouldn't recommend that. But
no,
shandy? It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't. It's not something I'm going to go do again. But I taste. I like. Are you serious? He says, "Yeah, try it." I'm like, "Wow." I wouldn't think it would taste like that.
Of a porter shandy.
And I think we had the cherry sour.
Yeah, the cherry sour too.
Sour.
I got a half a sip of that because just how's that?
People like sounds about right.
People like to mix that one, so that's nice with the lemonade. Now it's like a cherry.
She had that too. She had the shandy with the sour. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then the cream ale. I think we had at that point as well. Mm-hmm. And there's one other. What else do we have? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know what? I can tell you. I'll tell you what you had. I'll just go to my check-ins.
There we go.
There you go.
Well, he's doing that. I'll tell you what my second beer is.
Yeah,
we're talking about destinations, places that have a few breweries that you can go to. Hamilton is one of them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's two that are really close to each other. Vinyl and I can't remember the name of the
Chimney or
Chimney something. Yeah, Chimney Artisanal.
3-3s.
Chimney Rustic.
Chimney Rustic. And then, so I've got a 3-3s. They're a little further.
3-3s. There you go.
Yeah, they're a little further out of town.
Yep.
This is Trust Me You Can Dance, the Margarita Ghost, because tequila will always convince you that you can sing, you can dance, and yes, I can make that jump.
That was all you had. That was it. That was all you had on. Those. It was the
okay.
It was the Vienna, the Pilsner, the Fair Winds and Following Seas, the Railroad Porter, the cream ale, and the sour.
Okay. Yep. That sounds right.
That's what you have.
Well, it's amazing. A Goes can really lends itself to a margarita because you already got the salt going. And all you got to really do is add the lime.
And we've already started shuffling through. So the Fair Winds is now kicked, and we've replaced that with the Tropical Depression, which is what Jay's drinking now. Mm-hmm. And so we're rolling through and trying to maintain our tap list.
So these names tend to be meteorological. Yeah,
I would say. Well, there's a cross between meteorology and/or geography, and then Navy terminology.
And there's a reason for these things, I understand.
There is. So essentially.
So why don't you tell us?
How about I tell you?
He's getting to it.
So I'm a naval officer. I'm a meteorology and oceanography officer. So it's all kind of tied into that.
You're still active, or?
So I'm still in the active reserves.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And Jay, what was your life before brewing?
I don't know. Kids, wife.
Yeah, that'll take your life.
Yeah, remember when you spent time with them?
Yeah. They're all grown up now.
How old are they?
I got a 26, 22, and a 16-year-old.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any of them drink beer?
Well, they're more into the seltzers, kind of.
They're the trendy.
Yeah,
It's a different generation.
Yeah. No, I got you. Boys, girls.
I got 2 girls and 1 boy, and I put 2 through college, so they're done.
There you go.
My 2 oldest boys, 22 and 18. Neither one of them like alcohol.
There
Oh,
you
at
go.
all. Wow.
And on one hand, I'm like, okay, good. On the other hand, I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Who raised these kids?
Right.
I don't get this.
I had a 29 and 26-year-old daughters and a 23-year-old son, and
They all
girls.
drink beer.
They all drink beer. The girls on the lighter side. My 26-year-old daughter, she likes sours, but she'll drink a couple and she's good. My older daughter, she likes wheat beers, but she tends to drink more wine and vodka.
Right.
But both of their boyfriends,
Not together. She
not
doesn't mix
together.
wine and
No. Both of their boyfriends can't get enough of craft beer, and when they're over, the girls can't get them to leave because they're hanging out with me drinking craft beer. So.
They're raiding your fridge because they
Right.
can't afford it.
Actually, one of them brings some pretty good stuff.
Oh,
right?
no. Corey brings some pretty good stuff. Brian does too. They both do.
Yeah.
They both bring pretty good stuff.
They hold their
But,
own.
they do. And my son, he's actually decently into it. So to the point where you'll eventually see him in the industry. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, cool.
Gee, I wonder where he'll be working.
Where would he live?
Yeah. There might be a place coming around that
Make
might be
him
looking for help.
make him clean stuff.
Oh, Matt's gonna kick his ass.
Awesome.
Sounds
Anyway.
like someone. I think I just heard a ranger alert. Someone may have scored.
Wait a
Let's
second.
see.
Hold on.
Jay ran to check it.
I was gonna say I've got it on my phone right here.
Yeah.
Rangers up 1-0.
That's it. 1-0.
Who
There we
scored?
go. I'm
Heedle.
checking that right now.
What?
Heedle.
Heedle scored?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I'm on my second too, by the way, just to throw that up there. I'm having Druthers Brewing Vienna.
Oh.
The name of it's funny because the name of the beer is Vienna, and then the description of the beer is Austrian style lager.
Well.
So they just screwing with you? What the? Oh no. Vienna's in Austria. Vienna's in
Austria, but it's a Vienna lager because of
It
the
should be
malt,
Vienna-
not because of the location they brewed it.
Okay, get the Vienna. So Jay's going to go pour our second.
There you
Nice.
go. Awesome.
And now I'm going to have the Vienna since.
He's drinking the Vienna.
So we'll have some Vienna. There you go. So
And we've got It's funny when we're the locker room guys. When we first started, we didn't really drink a hell of a lot of lagers because at that point we didn't really have that lager revolution that we're seeing.
it started like because we've been doing this for almost 3 years. So there were lagers here and there, but it wasn't anywhere near what it's become in the last year and a half.
It's in response to all the New England IPAs
Mhm.
that were crammed down the market's throat. So
Exactly.
I think everyone's going the opposite direction, and it's more Pilsner lager heavy because, as people in the industry, I think we also tend to drink things that aren't as heavy on a regular basis because I can't drink an 8% hazy New England over and over day in and day out.
Who can?
It's not happening.
Oh, I know a couple of guys.
Oh no.
People out there,
Yeah, I do too, but
they love them. But
We know the same guys.
there's a place for them, and I like them too. But I can't drink them the way I could drink a lager or a pilsner.
no.
Well, it's funny. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was living in Rhode Island, so very.
You moved to Chris. He moved to Rhode Island. The pandemic started. The pandemic ended. He moved back from Rhode Island.
And Sergio Matella, even before I moved back from Milovino, he had accused me of starting the pandemic by moving away from Jersey.
Well, yeah. Well, we were there that day.
And then I moved. And then
mini little bottle share at Melavino, and
then I moved back, and he's like, "See, told you, you can't leave Jersey again." But
don't go anywhere.
But the NAIPA's up there. I live 4 blocks from a brewery, Oh, that's beautiful.
Cheers.
Man,
Cheers.
Jay, you poured that beautifully.
I'm gonna cheers you, but I'm gonna hold the glass up too. You guys have Zeppy working in the tap room, right?
Yes.
There's the glass I'm using.
Oh, there you go. little mechanical.
You stole somebody. Nice.
No, they stole Mechanical's taproom manager's husband. Is what they stole.
Oh, that's what they did. So it's still the Australian IPA you're drinking there, Jay?
Yes, the New Zealand, yeah.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Oh, Rangers just scored again.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0. Beautiful. Love it. All right. We got to stay on the show until the game's over.
Tarasenko got that one. Who?
Anyway.
All
right.
I had something else. So I'm up there in Rhode Island, and all these New England IPAs. I live 4 blocks from a brewery called Smug, and they had Driving Miss Hazy was their New England IPA. That's a clever name. I can't remember the name of their West Coast IPA. The West Coast IPA was so damn good, but the rating was so damn low because we're in New England.
Yeah. If
it isn't hazy, and if it's bitter, it's obviously not an IPA if you're New England.
No, you don't.
I loved that beer. I drank the hell out of that beer, and they were very happy I was drinking that beer because the keg would eventually kick.
Exactly. So,
but what he was saying about how brewers drink lagers, if you remember, one of the early guests on the show was a Rhode Island brewer, Sean Lapolito.
Yeah. Lops Brewing.
And he said to us, "It's like, anybody can brew an IPA. You add enough hops, you can hide every flaw in your beer.
Oh, yeah.
You want to impress me? Brew me a lager, brew me a Pilsner. You can't hide behind these. Every flaw in your process is going to be exposed in these beers." He goes, and not for nothing, because that's what all the brewers drink.
Yeah.
Because when we're brewing, and if even the breweries that don't make these, they've got lagers and pilsners from elsewhere. They might even have PBRs in the brewery just to drink them. So
don't laugh.
No, don't laugh.
Some of them do.
Absolutely do. As a matter of fact, I know one brewery that used to have PBR all the time there until they brewed a beer that tastes just like PBR.
Yeah, there it is.
And
so they're
John,
finally able to replicate it.
John, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
So
you can tell them. You don't want to.
No. Let's face it. The beer, the color of the brewery might be orange. We'll talk about Carton. They would drink PBRs, but then they brew. What is it called? Our Town.
Our Town, yeah.
Our Town. And Our Town tastes almost exactly like PBR.
Okay. What brewery is that?
Carton Brewing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and except it doesn't have that aftertaste that PBR can have sometimes. It actually can warm up and actually taste okay.
So there you go.
Okay, nice.
Gotta love it. So I was gonna ask you guys. So go back now. So Chris, you were
Patrick Kane just scored goal 3.
Holy crap! And what are we? 5 minutes into the game?
Yeah.
8:18.
8-8. There you go. 8:18 into the game, or 8:18 left in the first period?
No, 11:42 left in the fourth period. Oh my God! I'm sorry. I broke the rule. The rule on this show is we don't math.
We don't math.
Yeah. I just mathed.
He just mathed. That was
So
wrong.
sorry.
You were bad. You're bad.
There's
wrong.
a demerit.
So anyway, you were saying, were you in the active Navy for years, and then you're in the reserves, or you've been in the reserves?
So I started out in the reserves. I came in the reserves.
Mm-hmm.
I did 6 years active duty, and then I went back in the reserves.
Gotcha.
And where did you serve actively?
Yep. So the reserve side, I was out of Norfolk, Fleet Weather Center, Norfolk, for a while, and then I was a recruiter for quite a long time in Philadelphia, and then I am now down in Mississippi, where my unit is now at Naval Oceanography.
Oh, very neat.
Yeah,
Very nice.
A few other things in between there.
Well, we thank you for your service.
I appreciate it.
You always.
They don't do anything.
my son's in the military. He's in the Air Force.
Where's he stationed?
He is now in South Carolina. I can't remember the name of the Air Force base there.
Okay.
But he's in South Carolina. He's the crew chief for an F-16.
Oh, nice.
So He's got about a year left, and I think he wants out after that. He's tired of dealing with all those caustic chemicals, and he wants to, when he reaches my age, he wants to still be able to breathe.
That's always a good thing to aspire to.
Yes.
You want to aspire to that. You don't want to aspirate that. So you don't want to. Sorry, I went there.
I didn't see what you did there.
That's what I did there, but in any event, whatchamacallit. And then also, Jay, you were what's your background? You other than home brewing?
Union electrician at a local 269.
There you go.
There
Bring it up. So yeah, just cheers to that. You're a good thing to have around a brewery.
Yeah,
Other than a plumber.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now you need a
An
plumber.
electrician, right? That's the right. Exactly.
It's been useful.
Exactly. You gotta love that. So, all right. What are your?
Wait a second. Do you have any beers that have like electrical names to them?
Yeah,
Like positive resistance?
yeah.
or-
We'll have to go down the electric theme platform.
You're gonna have to do that at some point.
Once
You're
we
gonna have to do
exhaust all the.
it.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
How about brew a beer called "Oh My God"?
There you go.
We're just gonna reach out to you guys and
Just
start
we'll
letting
take
you
care
make
of
our
it.
beers.
Anyway,
This beer hurts so good.
there you go. Anyway, all right. So, what are your what's in the tanks now? Anything different than what you did? You replace some of the stuff you did with other batches of the same stuff, or you have anything different coming out?
Yeah, I mean everything's different for the most part. You know, we're not double batching or anything like that now. We're not mixing. Everything we've done has pretty much been independent brews. So you can probably talk about what's in the tanks.
Yeah, I mean we like a rotating tap system. We kind of want to keep.
And so do your customers.
Yeah, I mean this industry is quite frankly what have you done for me lately?
Totally.
Industry. So
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. What's weird is we thought of the demographic area, so we thought like maybe Pilsners, lagers, but it seems like the hazies are
Still strong there, huh?
it's really strong. They're the best
Still win the day.
Wow.
And I would say it's probably a 2-1 every
Really?
week. Yeah, every day.
It's insane.
Yeah.
wow,
So right now we ferment. We have a grisette.
Oh.
nice.
Oh, okay. I know someone who will be very interested in that. She loves her grisettes.
Yeah. We have a hazy pale ale. Just a pale ale. It's hazy.
Okay. And what hops do you have in that hazy pale ale?
We have Galaxy, Sabro, El Dorado, and Citra.
Oh, that'll be an interesting combination. The Citra Sabra, I'm used to.
Right.
Throw the El Dorado in there. That's an interesting move.
And the Sabro. That are Galaxy.
Bro, I mean,
Galaxy Sabro Citra, yeah, but El Dorado in that mix that's going to really make it a complicated, complex brew.
Oh yeah, it's a little bitter.
I like that. To give that a shot.
exactly.
I don't know what we're doing this weekend. We might be heading to Mount Holly.
Well, let me know if you are. I'll take a ride down.
Yeah, we just did a Czech lager, dark Czech lager.
Is that going to be on tap this weekend?
No. That would
Last night.
All right. When you just put it in a tank last night. Okay.
Jesus.
So
Okay, so then that's going to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
it's gonna be May. Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. I'll be back from Utah. Also,
There you go. There you go. Cool. All right. So, what plans for interesting brews coming up the rest of the year?
So we are doing a collab, a saison, with
Nice.
Brew Love. Brew Love's like a home brew.
Sure.
They're a bunch of our friends. You know, Norby and
Yeah. Yep.
So they're coming tomorrow. We're going to come up with a recipe.
Nice.
We have coming up a Hefeweizen.
Okay.
We're going to do a chocolate coffee stout. We want to do one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And I think what's the other one?
I kind of like hefts and coffee chocolate stouts.
Yeah. So I mean,
we got a Belgian triple planned.
yeah.
Oh, well, I know someone who likes his
Another
Belgians.
Pilsner,
Mhm.
something that's going to be more on the lighter side.
Right.
Good old pub ale.
And a
Oh
pub-
yeah.
I love pub ales.
Yeah, so those are kind of the next things that we have coming out
That's
on the
awesome.
horizon. We're looking to get our ingredients and start getting our yeasts and everything. So we're ready to.
as those things, finish fermenting and you crash them and you keg them, please text me and let me know, and I'll take a ride down.
Pub ales. It's funny because Sam Adams to me is kind of like a pub ale, more than just straight up lager. It's more like a pub ale to this. It's got that beat, a little bit of meat to it. So love the pub ales.
Very nice.
Awesome.
I love pub ales. Yeah, cool. Events got coming up this year. You guys gonna have any at the brewery? You guys going to any?
Yes, we actually have an event coming up Tuesday, April 11th. We have Rob Benton coming in. So it's actually up on our website now, Instagram, Facebook, and so forth. So it's, a Tuesday, we're going to open up. We're not normally open on Tuesdays. Opening up for that event is $25 a ticket. We're looking to sell about 60 tickets. So
cool.
Yeah, that should be really good.
Cool.
That's
so
great.
He was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Amazing guitar player.
And I think he owns Harry's Hair of the Dog.
Yeah, he owns a couple bars down in the Keys.
Oh, really?
So he plays down there. He's always down in the Keys playing.
That's awesome.
And he now, I think, just moved up to Vermont where his family lives. So he kind of splits his time between Vermont and the Keys.
And you guys got in contact with him how?
Yeah, so he happened to play at Berlin Brewery. And we were talking to the owners
New
there,
Hampshire.
and they said that it was, an amazing event and this, that, and the other. So they gave me his contact information. We started talking to him. He said, "Yeah, I'd be happy to play at your place." And we set it up.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
gonna be real fun. So if
That's
anyone
awesome.
out there wants tickets, come to Stratosphere Brewing Company and you can purchase your ticket.
And when's that event going to be?
That's Tuesday, April 11th.
Tuesday, April 11th.
6:30.
Brewing in
You are
in New
traveling
Jersey.
in New Jersey, and neither you nor I are going to be in the state on Tuesday, April 11th.
No, I will be in the air on my way to Utah.
I will be in upstate New York with Matt,
Oh, nice.
which is fine.
Brew they scores.
All good.
So we will leave our tickets for other people.
We will leave our tickets for other people. There you go. But that's awesome. Now that's definitely a coup. That's pretty good. I like that. That's awesome. You guys doing any beer fest this year?
AC Beer Fest. We'll be there.
Of course.
Believe it or not, this coming year will be my first AC
Oh,
Beer
no way.
Fest.
Awesome.
Dave has never been to an AC Beer Fest. I've been to every single one except the first one after the pandemic. I missed that one, but I've been to every single one. But
Well, here's the thing.
Dave's first, so he's
John
an AC
knows-
Beer Fest virgin.
But John knows full well why I don't particularly go to beer. I will go to Beer Fest if I'm pouring. I like to be on the other side of the taps from the drunks. And AC Beer Fest it's a drunk fest.
Of course.
But there's one major reason I decided to go this year.
Tell us.
Dropkick Murphys.
Dropkick Murphys.
Dropkick
There you
Murphys.
go.
There you go.
If the drop kicks are there, like I'm there. Dropkick Murphys helped get me through the pandemic. Those shows that they did,
Right.
I went through so much Jameson and Guinness when they were playing. And it was the one time I got to annoy the guy above me because I'm singing along at the top of my damn lungs,
There you go.
powered by Jameson. Had so much fun during those shows of theirs.
Oh yeah.
Are we doing a
Gotta
battle?
love it.
Yeah, we'll probably do the Battleship as well.
Nice. Yeah,
I
Battleship.
give
That's a good one too.
I haven't done the
Battleship's
Battleship
fun.
either.
Yeah, Battleship.
I was just on the Battleship on Wednesday. Took my daughter there.
Get out of here. What was that for?
Because she'd never been on it.
Okay. So you guys just did the little tour?
Yeah, we did the Battleship and we did
Okay.
the aquarium.
The aquarium.
Which is cool.
You should have
Cool.
told me. You should have told me you were going. A friend of mine works on it.
What's his name?
Mitch.
No, we had Mike.
Yeah. No, he's not a tour guide or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
He's an EMT that works on it.
But the cool thing is they were having an event for a company, and when they have these events, they'll shoot off the 5-inch cannon. And I love the fact that it's pointed at Philadelphia. I don't know what it's actually pointed at, but the best part is they shoot this thing off, and you get the echo back from the city.
Well, it's pointed at Philadelphia because where it's going to go out over the water. It's not going to be pointed at Camden. It's
Yeah, I know, but still, I said, where is that thing actually pointed? He's like, well, we really don't know what the target would be if we actually fired it off. I'm like, I can guarantee it's probably not Pat and Gino's.
Yeah.
You get a lot of trouble if you take out Pat and
You
Gino's.
can't do that. Can't do that. All right, let me throw in this side question for both of you.
Mhm.
Pat's or Gino's?
Ooh.
Or
Oh, no,
that's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Stop. Answer the question.
Neither.
Pat's or Gino's. There you go.
Where's your cheesesteak place?
I was always a Jim's guy
Jim's.
on South Street,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I love donkeys though, to be honest. So I gotta go donkeys.
Never done.
Yeah, but all you have to do is go 5 blocks away and get donkeys.
Donkeys from Camden originally.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Jay?
I'll probably do Gino's.
I was always a Pat's guy. I like Gino's, but I was a Pat's guy. I was always a Pat's guy for cheesesteaks and Gino's guy for fries. So I know you can't you can't sit at one. You got to sneak them, right?
That's mixing the streams.
It's cross the streams. But I'm sorry, the best sandwich in Philly.
Yes.
Is not a cheesesteak. It's at Nick's. It's the Italian roast pork.
Nick's, yeah.
Italian roast pork with the sharp rub and broccoli rabe.
And they don't.
They got one. They got one on base too at the Navy Yard.
Do they? Good
Yeah.
for them.
So I would get the sandwich there.
There's a Nick's at the naval.
Yeah.
Really?
Good for that's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome. But the thing is now they don't dip them anymore.
Don't get the what?
They don't dip them anymore. They won't take them and just put them
dip,
right in the.
Yeah.
They will make them wet. They'll take a ladle and ladle it over, but they won't dip because there was too much matter from the sandwiches wound up in the
I can
bottom of it. So, it got too much of a pain for them to clean it every day.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So they won't dip them anymore, but they'll take a ladle and you have to ask them.
Nice.
Just like you had to ask them to dip it, you have to ask them make it wet.
Make it wet. There you go. Anyway, cool. That's great though. Anyway, that's good to know. That's down in Navy Yard too. Cool. All right. Well, we'll definitely see you down in AC. So we'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there pouring. Dave will be there. It'll be a good weekend. We'll talk more about it off the air. So
if I don't see you before, because I've not taken Carrie on the Mount Holly loop yet. She's not done any of the breweries there. So
then we gotta figure that out. So
yeah, we gotta get that done.
We gotta get that done. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't think we got plans this weekend. So
yeah. Well, we'll figure that out. All right. Well, you know what? Let's pause. We'll talk a little bit more on the other side of this, but let's jump in. We've mentioned New Hampshire. We've mentioned New England a couple of times. We mentioned New Hampshire. He's got a Vulgar shirt on. The first glass he wore, he poured it. Wore the first glass he wore. First glass he poured in was Schilling glass. So let's jump to our top threes. Now. Would you like? Would you want to tell them, or you want me to tell them? Obviously, anybody that's a long-time listener is going to know why. But would you like me to tell them why we do top threes?
Oh, you might as well.
All right, we do top threes for two reasons. One, when we first started this, for the first 6 weeks we did the podcast. It was just Dave and I. Then we started having guests on. So before we had guests on, we were doing our top threes. It was just him and I. So it was 2 top 3 lists. It's the same list, but 3 and 3. So 1933. Repeal Prohibition. We were paying homage to repeal Prohibition. And the other reason is the top 10 list would take too long because Dave and I usually wind up making our top 3 lists 4 or 5 with honorable mentions anyway. So, but
I've
anyway.
actually got 8 listed here, but I'm not going to say all 8.
You better not. We have the same honorable mention for a reason, and we'll do a top 3 anyway. All right, so let's do it. Tonight's top 3 list is top 3 favorite New Hampshire breweries. Top 3 favorite New Hampshire breweries. Haven't done a state brewery top 3 list since last summer, actually, since the beginning of last summer. So, top 3 favorite New Hampshire breweries. So let's start off, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you stumped me with New Hampshire. It's definitely a state I've never been to, so that doesn't help. And yeah, I mean, the last 3 years, I don't know that I've drank anything outside of New Jersey.
Well, we will allow you to put Smutty Nose on the list if you want to.
Oh, Smutty.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something outside the box, but to be honest, I don't even know that I have
we've done a few beer shares. We've had a few.
Right.
Branch and Blade.
God.
Oh, I don't think I've had them.
like Modest Men Brewing.
Actually, what were you? What's your shirt again? I feel like I just had something from.
This is Vulgar.
The other one. The black.
The glass Shilling.
Yeah.
The glass Shilling, yeah.
And what are you wearing?
Vulgar Brewing.
What's Johnny wearing?
No.
What's that?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Bissell
John.
Brothers. That's from Maine.
Bissell
That's from-
Brothers.
That's it.
Bissell
Yeah,
Brothers,
we just had. Yeah, I knew I recognized it, and I knew we just
And
had it.
that's in Portland.
That's in Portland,
Okay.
Maine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be a segue because I thought when you mentioned the
Right. Well,
foreshadowing, yeah.
I mean, he was foreshadowing with
Okay,
Vulgar.
His
but-
gotcha. That's why
Yeah.
I was wondering if your shirt
I
had
actually,
the
as
same-
many craft brewery shirts and hats that I have 0 New Hampshire shirts or hats. So
Gotcha.
really?
I
Okay.
couldn't wear one tonight. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looked familiar because I knew the logo. I didn't know what it was
And
from.
John's wearing the Bissell Brothers shirt for a reason, and he'll explain it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah. What did you just pour, John?
Well, no, the first beer I had was the Bissell Brothers.
Oh, the first beer he poured.
That's
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
had.
But you never explained it,
Well, I did explain it.
did you?
I
Did you
showed the beer.
that? But did you
Well,
explain
no,
that's why you're wearing the
I
shirt?
pointed at the shirt when I held the can up. That's about the
I got
explanation.
Yeah.
So anybody watching the video knows. If anybody's listening to audio, they're not going to know that I was wearing a Bissell Brothers shirt. So I apologize for that. But in any event, I'm actually having my third beer right now. I just poured it. I'll throw this up there. It's actually, I believe it's pronounced Swar.
Oh.
From Drownlands Brewing. It's
Swar.
a fooder aged black lager.
Oh,
So
Oh,
it's
wow.
a
Looks really
fooder.
And you're
Schwartz-
Definitely
correct.
black.
You're correct in the spelling. It is Swar. The pronunciation is Swar.
Swar, yeah.
It's
Swar.
French. It's French for evening.
Right, Swar. So when you have a soiree, it's an
Yes.
evening party.
There you
Yes, you are
So,
correct.
There you go.
You, sir, are correct.
Of course, I pronounced it Swar, and then I said fooder instead of fooder.
Yes, I think you mispronounced fooder. So I poured my third. You guys were talking about your Irish dry stout earlier,
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
and what I have here is from Ghost Hawk Brewing, right across the street from Rutt's Hut.
Oh,
Here you go, get yourself from Rutt's Hut hot dogs.
I need some
walk-
rippers. You
walk
guys ever
over.
have Rutt's Hut?
No.
No.
Oh,
Where
you
are
gotta
they?
come. Clifton, New Jersey.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna have to take a ride up north. We'll meet you. We'll go over to Ghost Talk. We'll see
Yeah.
Steve.
Okay.
We'll see
Yeah, let's
Chris,
do it, man.
and we'll go over to.
Oh,
we'll go
he's
over
got
and
a
get some
great
rippers.
great staff there too.
All right,
I'm
yeah.
drinking something called Raven Dark, which is
Oh,
their import stout, 7.3% import stout.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
it went a little high on the ABV
Yeah,
for an
it's
import
aggressive,
stout.
but all good.
Oh, this is, and I love this beer. It's just got those roasty, coffee, squid ink notes.
Which one? Oh yeah, there we go.
There you go.
What's he grabbing?
We're gonna pull one out of the archives.
Oh, the archives.
Oh,
there
here
you
we
go. Oh, you were holding out on me last
No,
Sunday.
But I love this beer, and I've said this many times. Carrie's aunt is like 73 years old. We got her drinking beer, but there's only one thing that she will drink, and that is really flavorful, high alcohol stouts. She's 73 and may weigh 70.
have you guys heard of this?
I'm actually glad you held out on me.
You sure?
So, for those of you who are just listening to the audio podcast, Jay has himself a Michelob Ultra, coming in at a whopping 4.2% or something like that.
But only 60 calories.
That's right.
There you go. Anyway,
But
That's this fooder black lager is fantastic. It really, really is. I've had a few fooder age Schwartz beers. Ironically, I have Trace Brewing out in Pittsburgh was fantastic. This is a close second. I mean, right there.
I
It's
like your
really
glass.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I wish I had one of those.
look at that.
good.
You got to.
If only someone brought us one. We
If
would,
only somebody had
Chris,
them.
You have to know a guy.
yeah, I hear you.
Well, He got beer.
Did get beer.
You didn't get anything to pour it into. You didn't complete the
Luckily,
transaction.
I had a couple of glasses laying around.
There you go. Well, that was fortunately. Or they were passing around a can, one or the other. Anyway.
And Dixie, in Dixie cups or red
right.
Solo cups.
Right. Yeah, the wax line Dixie cups in the bathroom.
Yeah, the little ones. Right. Like you get it from.
Well, I mean, if you really want to do the beer justice, it really enhances.
It does like that. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It always has a nice level of
yeah.
Like the little
Smell
ones.
of the plastic off.
Exactly.
Oh god, yeah.
So tasty.
Yeah.
Like those little cups that they have in Cloverleaf for the mouthwash.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta love a bar that has mouthwash in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Pretty good.
Wonder what that's for.
You gotta love it. Anyway. All right, so back to the top 3 list.
Oh, that's right. We're doing our top 3s.
We were doing our top 3s. All right,
little sidetracked.
So, which one do you want us, the two of us, to go first?
Yes, I think.
And then you can fill in afterwards.
I think you definitely stumped me on. I probably should have thought about it, but
all good.
No thoughts going on right now. So,
Samurai.
That's a damn good thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah, I like it when I've got no thoughts going on. So John mentioned that we both have an honorable mention. We're going to give them an honorable mention because they were on the show. We love these guys. John hasn't had their beer.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, you brought me.
I gave you one.
I've been to the brewery, but I've had 3 of their beers.
I brought you a bunch of beer. So I've been to the brewery, love the place, but since they've been on the show, it'd almost be like nepotism if we put them on the top 3.
Yeah,
list.
we
and
can't do that. So
that's these guys.
Vulgar, yeah.
And so this is Vulgar Brewing. This bird's name is Flip. Flip the bird.
Flip the bird.
Another reason we love these guys. They've got our sense of humor.
Right, exactly. And they're in Franklin, New Hampshire, if anybody's interested.
Yep, Franklin, New Hampshire. So yeah, we'll give them a mention. I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Northwoods Brewery. Their beer is good. I do like their beer, but the crawlers that they make are off the hook. Holy crap! Those things are good. I mean, their beer is really good, but the crawlers they take the cake. No, that's a different thing.
I see what you did there.
They're donuts.
Right.
At any rate. So I'm gonna go for a change, John. I'm actually gonna go 3-2-1. How often do I actually do this?
Never. You never do this.
Actually gonna go 3-2-1.
You never.
Number 3 is Earth Eagle. Earth Eagle's in Portsmouth.
They are.
And you've got to really look for them. They're down like an alley and then through a little hallway and then in, and the ceilings, if you're over 6'1", you're going to bump your head on something. But they've got a wide range of styles that they do. They are brave and bold, and they do a damn good job with this stuff. I like Earth Eagle.
I've already filled in your number 2 and your number 1 because I know what they are.
Yeah, you already know what they are. My number 2, and I love this space because they've got this huge fireplace there. Everything's stone inside, even though it's in a strip mall. The inside is just amazing. But their beers, oh my God. Deciduous Brewing makes some really, really good stuff. Mm-hmm. It's one of the few places that I'll go that I will get a milkshake IPA, and really enjoy the hell out of it. They're really good at them, but
he won't get 2, but he'll get 1.
Yeah, because it brings all the boys to the yard.
Right. I wasn't going there, but all right.
I went there. So Deciduous, but they're one of those that during the pandemic, I actually made a trip up there, bought a whole bunch of beer. They had the front door was open. There was something across the front door, so you couldn't actually go and walk in, but you could pre-order beer, pick it up there, and bring it home.
It's funny because 3 of the 9 Chinese food places in my town did the same thing. The front door was open, but there was a shelf there. So they walked up to.
They did the same thing. It was, but my number 1, and it's not the beer is fantastic. The space is fantastic. Drinking outside on their patio, overlooking the unpronounceable river, because every river in New England is unpronounceable. It's just fantastic, and that's these guys. Schilling, They make just amazing beers. We did a smoked beer show with John Hall, and I had their Polish smoked beer. I can't remember the name of the style now.
It's Grodziskie.
Grodziskie. The Grodziskie that they had was amazing. They just do everything so damn well. They are not an IPA house. They are a European lager house.
Nice.
They will do IPAs.
Amanusak.
That's the name of the. That's the name of the river. He's not cursing us out. That is the name of the river. But oh my God, the town's really cool. There's a covered pedestrian bridge across the Amanusak, and they actually have a brew pub next to the brewery where they apparently do pizzas and stuff. But pizza New England,
food at a brewery.
Yes, but don't ever get pizza in New England. It just it's gonna go good. Horribly for you.
There you go.
But no, their beers so damn good.
Yeah, Schillings are good. Yeah. All right, my top three. Obviously, honorable mention, Vulgar Brewing in Franklin, New Hampshire. Nothing else I need to say because Dave said it all. They've been on the show. Great beer, delicious beer. I will throw an honorable mention to Deciduous as well. They were on my list. I moved them off of my list because Dave had them as well. So I'll give you my top three in order. 3, 2, 1. Number 3, 603 Brewery in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Great beer. I'm gonna make it quick. I won't get into long dissertations about it.
Is that their area code?
That's the area code. That's the area code in New Hampshire. It's 603. Right?
For the whole state.
You pretty much, yeah. Yeah. So 603 Brewery. Number 2 is Stoneface. Stoneface Brewing in Newington, New Hampshire. Great beer. Had them a bunch. 603, the first time I had them, went to the brewery, but the first time I had them was actually at Extreme Beer Fest. Or actually, no, it wasn't even Extreme Beer Fest. It was at either at the Microbrew Invitational or the American Craft Beer Fest, both in Boston, run by Beer Advocate at the time. And then, made a trek up to the brewery after that. But Stoneface Brewing is actually available around New England. You can get it. But they make amazing beer in Newington. And my number 1, and it's Dave's number 1, and I don't care. I'm not replacing it. It's Schilling. So there you go.
You can't argue with it. We do get Schilling in New Jersey now.
We do.
But we get their pretty...
We get the core beers. We get the flagship beers.
And Alexander.
No, it's great beer.
Fantastic beer.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely.
So even though we're just getting their cores, we're just getting their cores.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's so many breweries where we'll just get their core beers and you're like, yeah, but the other stuff is so good, blah, blah, blah.
Schilling's core beers are pretty damn spot on. So
very solid.
Have at it if you can. And if you're in New England and you're listening to this, get up to, if you've never been up to New Hampshire, up to Littleton, get up there. And
Littleton's way up there, and the way
it's a ride. You can, it's actually closer. Literally, it's literally closer to Canada than it is to Boston. And it's closer to going to Hill Farmstead, Vermont, than it is to go into a brewery down in Portsmouth.
I was going to say the way Carrie and I got there is we went up into Montpelier first, ate at the 3 Penny Tap Room. Then we went to Hill Farmstead, and then we went to Schilling. And when you go to Hill Farmstead, there's really only one brewery, probably in all of New England, where you can go to afterwards and go, oh my God, this is great beer, because they're just so different from them.
Yeah, they are.
So that was a great trip.
All right.
We went to one of the worst breweries probably in New Hampshire ever, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, we're not about that in this show.
No, we don't.
Anyway, all right. So you guys want to say ditto, or you guys want to?
Yeah, I could defer. I would probably
do one list between the two of you.
I could probably just go into Untapped and see what I've drank, but.
Gotcha.
God knows where my phone ever is because I have 18 million things that I'm doing at the same time. And
here's the secret.
I couldn't even
Water brewing.
There we go. I couldn't even find it if I wanted to right now. So
here's the secret. Around 2-3 o'clock, John and I decide what the top 3 is, and then we're both on Untapped trying to figure out what do we have.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure if I looked at my phone, I could figure it out. But
yeah, I mean, when it comes to these, I actually knew. I mean, I had to look. I knew Schilling was going to be number one.
Yeah,
and I knew Vulgar was going to be an honorable mention because we had him on the show.
Yeah.
But I had to go and look and see 603 and
I had to remember.
Okay, so-
Holy crap! Constituents is in New Hampshire. Right?
I've been to most states too, and I saw that as like, oh, good. One of the places I actually haven't been to.
Right. Exactly.
One of the ones we
That
were
doesn't
thinking.
help.
One of the ones we're thinking of, but Jay's not Navy. We were thinking about top 3 naval vessels.
Top 3 naval vessels. Not even a beer list. We were top 3 naval vessels. So why don't you give us your top 3 naval vessels?
Okay. I don't know. Go Kitty Hawk.
Oh wow, that's one of the first ever flat tops that we ever had.
One. God. Trying to think of some World War II things.
Mm-hmm.
You've got one not too far from you.
Well, we have the New Jersey, of course.
Of course.
And we'll give it honorable mention just because it does host a beer fest. So that's
Yeah.
favorite,
It
right?
doesn't even need an honorable mention. It is probably one of my favorite ships ever. It is the longest battleship ever made. It is the fastest battleship ever, and it's the only battleship to have ever had 2 pools on board.
Had 2 what?
Pools.
Oh yeah.
A pool. Yeah. You
Okay,
could
yeah.
actually had
Swim on the battleship. There you go.
Yeah.
But this is the ship that was responsible one of the ships that was responsible for sinking the Bismarck. So as much as we think that what was it? Brewdog sank the Bismarck, they did not.
I'd probably throw in the Constitution just because
Old Ironsides.
I did a tour there when I was in Boston, and they actually were refinishing it. And
Oh, yeah.
people engraved their names that we're going to go into. So somewhere in there, my name apparently is engraved.
That is awesome.
I've taken a few tours of the Constitution. 2 prior to breaking my knee and 1 afterwards. The 2 prior, I got downstairs and went through everything and all crawling around down there, and the 1 afterwards. Yeah, I was just on the deck. I didn't go down.
The funny thing is, when one broke his knee, that's when we met.
Oh,
That's true.
okay.
We were both in leg braces because I had broken my femur.
Oh, jeez.
Gippy, meet Gippy. Right.
Yes. But
anyway,
I have to throw in the Enterprise only because thanks to Star Trek.
we didn't ask you.
But thanks to Star Trek, the U.S. Navy has decided there will always be an Enterprise, even though they just decommissioned the Big E.
There you go.
And then there was the Yorktown, which scared the hell out of the Japanese because they torpedoed the thing, thought it was gone, and then it showed up at the Battle of Coral Sea, and they went,
Nice.
"The hell's that doing here?"
Nice.
The thing is, they could fly planes off of it, but they couldn't land on the thing.
Couldn't land on it.
It's the list.
Right.
But they knew they'd lose enough planes.
Sure.
Their planes could land on the other flat tops.
Right. All right. Jay, for you, we'll switch it up to what's your top 3 favorite uses for Romex?
For what?
Romex.
Romex. I'm kidding. Don't start listening. Anyway, all right. On that note, but what was Tom saying? I digress. There we go.
Oh, yes.
I digress. So you're what in your minds, collectively, obviously, all of you there.
Where did you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm just like, what are your plans? I'm going to ask you, what's your 5-year plan? Yeah. What are your plans in your mind? What are you thinking for the future? What do you see as far as expansion goes and other beers and events and
Because you've got the
in
room.
general,
Your tanks can get a whole lot taller.
I think right now, I mean, our main focus is certainly the tap room. We want to make sure that we can maintain a nice variety of beers on tap.
Mhm.
Next stage is to start canning for in-house purchases. So we want to be able to have 4-packs and or 6-packs to go.
Right.
And then start to do a little bit of distribution, get some kegs out there in the world, a couple different bars, restaurants, and so forth.
Sure.
And
You have a lot of great bars like really right around you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah,
fortunate
yeah.
enough that there's been a number of people that have already asked, or
that's
said
good.
that when the time comes, we'd be willing to put you on tap.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
well, we'll see. People promise a lot, and we'll see who delivers on that. But
You know what? I mean, for the most part, I've found that people that promise, you're going to find a couple people that will say that just to say that, but honestly, more than half of the time, probably closer to 70 or 80% of the time, you're going to find that if they promise they're going to put you on tap, they're going to put you on tap.
Yep.
You're gonna do
So
it.
that's definitely something we want to do, but we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot, and we don't want to overreach and try to get out there too quick.
No, you take your time. Yeah, I mean, focus on in-house first. I mean, you're doing it. You're doing it the way you're doing it. I mean, kicking beers in 2 days.
Right.
I mean, it's not like you're brewing 30-barrel batches. I mean, I get it, but
right,
still,
right.
it's not like you're brewing 1-barrel batches either. You're brewing
Right.
5-barrel batches. So, I mean, that's pretty damn good. You're going through a lot of beer, and that's really, really awesome to do in-house without any distro at all, and without any in-house purchases either. I would have loved, believe me, I would have loved to have taken some cans out and had them tonight on the show,
Sure.
but
Right. Yeah.
Toss them my way.
but the fact that you couldn't do that, and I don't mean just because you didn't have the ability. I mean, sure, I could have brought you in a growler and you would have filled
Sure.
it for me, but the fact that you were kicking beers and you
Yeah.
were pouring through them, that's my point.
Our
That's
original
awesome.
plan was to have to-go beer for the opening,
For the opening. Yeah.
and I'm glad that we didn't, because I think that we would have done ourselves a huge
You
disservice by doing
absolutely would have. That's why I didn't even, look, I didn't even have a growler in the car. But even if I did, the way you were going through beers, I would have even brought it in. I wouldn't even ask you. So that was awesome. You did that. I mean, that tap room was awesome that day, and that was your third day that I was there. So it was great.
Yeah.
So.
And on another note, the Rangers had that dreaded 3-goal lead.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say it, and I didn't want to say it, and it's happened.
Johnny Goodrow.
It's Columbus came back to 3-2 at the end of the first.
Yep.
Yes.
That dreaded 3-goal lead in hockey.
Yep.
You get
They had to be the
complacent.
Blue Jackets. They couldn't be the Green Jackets or something. Get a different color in there. I mean, come on.
We're blue shirts.
Right.
You had to up us with jackets.
I would love to see Columbus skating around the ice with jackets on. That would be the. But anyway, so we'll get into a little bit more sports tomorrow night.
Something fell.
Something fell.
It's a skateboard.
Oh well, that's fine.
Saw my
Who's
computer dimming. I panicked. We were going to lose power, so I grabbed the cord and lost the board.
Who's the skateboarder?
Grab the cord and
See
lost
what
the board.
See what I did?
I like that.
See what he did there.
There's another beer name right there.
Grab the cord and lost the board. That's our second collab.
That's
Who's the
I wrote him
skateboarder?
down, so we're good.
That's
He's
Jay.
the skateboarder.
And I'm
Nice.
sure you noticed all the skateboards that are on the wall as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And he's saying that to John because John was there. It's not in the brewery. It's got to be in the tap room, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Because we don't see it on camera. I see a
we
lot
don't
of
know it's
tags.
in there.
So we have one wall that's, I guess, our bathroom hallway wall that's got several skateboards on the wall.
Well, that's neat. So when we get there, I'll make sure that Carrie takes a picture of it. She's got an Instagram called Breaking the Seal.
Breaking the seal, yeah.
And what it is she likes to take pictures of brewery and bar bathrooms.
Okay.
Because some of these things are inventive as hell. And the really cool ones will show up on her Instagram called Breaking the Seal.
Yeah, I'm not even going to put this photo up on the screen. I'm just going to show it right here off of my phone. This is your refrigerator in your tap room, right there. And there's
there we are.
right there.
That's us.
But that's also, it's not just
You got
coastal.
a prime location there.
Right, but look underneath it that's the Beer Samurai logo.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
So there we are. And I apologize to John because I've got placing these things all over the place. Getting the back
getting
the back off of that sticker.
Oh,
It's
so one of
awful.
those. Oh, I hate when the things.
There's no, you can't.
I give it to Carrie. I'm
Uh,
like, can you get this started for me?
It's
Just
driving me
can't get
insane.
He handed me 50 stickers when I went to Asheville, right? And every single one of them, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They're awful.
Anyway, horrible. But at least
that's what you get with the die cut ones.
You know, 3 years we don't have the Log Room Guys stickers yet. So I mean, you know, we're behind it.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
Settle on a logo for us.
Well, it would just be the logo we use on the. You know, it would be this. Hold on, it would be this.
What?
I'm going to throw theirs back up, but it would be where the beer with the whistle and the Log Room Guys. That would be the sticker.
The whistle. Where's it? Oh, that one.
The whistle around the bottom of the glass of the beer, and the Log Room Guys with the other beer in the top.
Send me the file. I'll get it going.
All right, there you go. We'll do it. Anyway, cool. All right. Well, this was great. I'm glad you guys came on. I wish you nothing but the best. There's a couple things I actually want to talk to you about. We'll talk about them off air after we wrap up. But because a couple ideas I had, but which you'll hear. Be very afraid. Not at all. Stupid shit. Anyway. But in any event, anything else you want to put out there before we go off? You want to let anybody know what's coming up, what you're doing?
I think we hit on most of it. AC Beer Fest is definitely a given. The Rob Benton show, that's April 11th, Tuesday, and 6:30. I mean, that's about it. We're just trying to get as much out there as we can each weekend. Hope people come by. It's been great so far. Love all the response. Love all the people coming out to drink our beer and see us. So looking forward to seeing more and more people come by. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. You got a great space. You got an inviting tap room. You guys are great. I mean, you definitely very welcoming in the brewery. Everybody behind the bar too, Zeppy, everybody, they're all, you're really
I like that name, Zeppy.
Well, Zeppy's wife has been on this podcast, Dave.
Yeah,
I know she has. Fun size.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's our main thing. We try to make sure.
Pint size.
Pint size Lee.
Pint size Lee.
You know, we want to make sure that when everyone comes in, they feel welcome and that, we talk to them and stuff like that. I mean, the things I look for when I go to a brewery are the things that we try to offer. So, and a lot of that is the interaction between the people and talking about beer and, just having a good time. So that's really what we're looking to do.
Absolutely.
We're going to continue to offer.
And you're doing it very well. Kudos to you. Seriously. I'm not blowing smoke by any means. You're doing very well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The beer's spot on. It's very tasty. You guys are doing a great job. Keep at it. And anything that we could help, both Lager Room and Coastal, whatever, just
totally.
give us a shout.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right.
And we will make the pilgrimage out.
And I got to get him. I'm going to get Matt down there too. We got to take a ride down there.
Yeah. If not this weekend, then next weekend, which will be the weekend just before my vacation.
It's also Easter weekend, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, let's do it.
And,
that's right.
And I'll be in a damn good mood.
There you go. Yeah, because you go to Utah for like 10 days.
To Utah.
So you'll be in vacation mode. So
I'll be. I got to work on that Monday, but work.
Yeah.
work. Yeah. But the thing is, I'm going to the part of Utah where there's very few breweries.
Yeah.
We're going to be down in southern Utah with all the national parks, and we'll be out in those national parks. But there's a few there that we're going to hit.
There'll be somebody hit. Yeah,
yeah.
Absolutely. So that'll be good. As long as you hit one on the following Tuesday, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, but even if I can't get one of the breweries to agree to come on, at least I'll have a ton of Utah beer, and even if I'm in the Airbnb doing the show from there.
There you go.
The show from there.
All good.
I got one interested, but they're got to get the communication going. So
all good.
TBD, as they say.
TBD. The 1 week between now and the middle of May that is up in the air is while he's in Utah, and it's just left open because he's in Utah, trying to get somebody in Utah that he can get on. So anyway, all right. Thank you for coming on. Stick around. Don't sign off. We'll talk for a couple seconds after we sign off. But on that note, we will wrap the show up for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. Please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Actually, we were close this week.
Yeah, this is good.
We're damn close this week.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you who just want to listen, There you go. All good. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you soon, folks.
And if you notice, John was looking to the right because he's got that script over there, but he has done this without a script.
Oh, yeah.
He can do this without the script.
It's like a crutch. I look over there, but I can do a look in there, but it's there.
And when you did it the first time,
I've done it every week for 3 years. I think I know what it says.
The first time he did it without a script, I was impressed because he's like, I said to him, well, why do you rely on the script? And he's like, it's there.
It's there. Well, why not look at it, right? Anyway, but thank you so much for coming on. Stick around. We'll
Absolutely, guys.
Great show. Thank you. Cheers. That was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers,
Thank
gentlemen.
You. Really appreciate it. That's
a beautiful looking beard you've got there, Jay.
Oh, thank you.
No, not beard, beer. But no, the beard's cool. The beard's cool too. Yeah, the beard's very cool too.
You can't. It's actually the light beer's in there. It just you can't see.
You just can't
see it, right? Exactly. There you go.
He only poured that because he needs to rehydrate.
There you go. He needed a little water and didn't feel like walking over. The sink was further than the refrigerator. So,
right.
There you go. All right. Anyway, all right. We will talk to you soon, folks. Have a good one. Cheers. Take care.